is an at-home device. A couple of reasons that I really thought that this stood out was it has radio frequency for underneath the eye. If you check out this video, you know that I love now my radio frequency underneath the eye area. And it also, this is really interesting, it also has ultrasound technology, which is going to blast away fat. I know that sounds pretty crazy. I don't have it here with me because it's really just big and bulky, which we're gonna talk a little bit about. I will show you pictures off to the side and how it looks, but as you can see, it definitely looks a little bit more like something that you would see in an esthetician's office. The main reason I wanted to check this device out was because of the ultrasound technology that is supposed to help blast away fat. I am finally losing some weight. That's a whole nother conversation. And what I'm noticing is in the arms area and other areas of my body, but you can really see it here, is that my skin is not as firm. The elasticity on my skin is definitely reducing, and you can see, like, you know how like it gets really crepey and it's very thin and wrinkly, and I'm noticing that. And so I was like, let's see what this device can do and if it can help with that, because it is also supposed to help with that, and talk to you about how I am using this device. I have got some before and after photos that I'm going to be sharing with you. Only been using this for a couple of months so far, but let's get into a little bit about the device in a nutshell. So it is CE certified, so that means that it is safe to use. What is this device supposed to do? It has radio frequency technology that is supposed to help firm and tighten the skin, as well as radio frequency for under the eye area that is also going to help firm and tighten this area and minimize and reduce those crow's feet. If you've been following me at all, you know that I love my at-home radio frequency. I have been using it for about 3 years. That is what has really helped my skin, making it more firm. And because when I started my journey, it was really starting to sag. I will listen before and after photos 3 years ago when I was using radio frequency. That made a huge difference in my skin. So I love radio frequency. This device also is using ultrasound, which is going to help to blast away fat. There are some PubMed studies that do show that professional ultrasound treatments do just that. I want to touch base on the technical parameters of this device because I do find that to be very interesting, and this is why it looks like it does, because it's so hefty, because there are different watts on the different modes. There are 10 levels for all of the modes. There are 3 modes. So you've got the quadruple prong that is going to be for the radio frequency on the face and the neck, is actually 20 watts, and it's 1 megahertz. So it's going to get to that deeper part of the dermis to help to build collagen, and the depth that it goes down to is 5 millimeters. It also has red light therapy at 650 nanometers, which is also going to help to, build collagen. To me, when you're working with the red light therapy on a device such as this, don't consider the red light therapy on here your main source of red light therapy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now the 3 polar radio frequency for underneath the eye area is at 8 watts. So you can see the difference in watts, and obviously that's because this area tends to be a lot more thin and sensitive. And this is at 1 megahertz, and this only goes to a depth of 3 millimeters, which makes sense. That area is a lot more thin. Third probe, which is the ultrasound probe. So the ultrasound uses sound waves with a frequency of 4 megahertz, and it's important to note that the frequency on this device will only aim low density adipose tissue, and it's going to protect high density tissue such as the vascular nerve tissue. So it's not going to get so deep that you're going to be damaging nerves or anything of that nature. It's definitely just going to get to where it needs to go to be able to blast away the fat. You can use this ultrasound on your arms, you can do the abdomen, and you can also do the legs. That mode of ultrasound is going to be at 30 watts. Let's talk about the ease of use using this. There's a lot of cords, everything is connected, nothing is cordless, so just note that. This is something that's going to be needed to plug in. You are definitely going to be tethered because the probes are also corded. But then again, you never have to worry about ever charging it because you are going to plug it in. And that makes sense that you're going to plug it in because of also the different watts of this machine. It has a timer, which I love. You don't have to worry about getting out a timer. The manual of this device I found to be very detailed. It gave great explanation. I felt like it was missing a couple of things as far as I wasn't aware. For example, it doesn't indicate if you want to do the body contouring to use the ultrasound and then go in with the radio frequency, the 4 prong, go on top of with the radio frequency to help tighten tighten that top layer of skin. So I wasn't aware of that. So I have just recently started doing that. So we'll see how that goes, but that's not in the manual. And I think that that's really important. The aesthetics of this, it's big, it's bulky. It definitely looks medical grade. This is something that, you know, looks like it is going to be in an esthetician's office. So it's not going to look really pretty on your vanity. Let's just get that out of the way. Let's talk about my personal experience using this device. Just so you know, I'm all about eating healthy, also exercising. I've been exercising consistently, honestly, since my 20s. And I try my best to eat a very balanced diet. I don't do keto, I don't do any of that, but I do watch my calories. I am just doing the arms right now. And I was doing it twice a week. There's definitely been some weeks that I've only done it once a week, but the majority of the time I've been doing it twice a week. So for the ultrasound, it's time consuming. So I use the ultrasound on this arm, 10 minutes on this arm, and then I go in on top with the radio frequency, which is 5 minutes and 5 minutes. You're definitely going to want to start out at 2 times a week, and you're going to want 72 hours at least in between those days that you do it. After a couple of months, you could probably go down to 1 time a week. You do need a gel. So there are 2 types of gels that you're going to need. One for the ultrasound and then one for the radio frequency. Gels on here are really nice. They're more like lotions. The one for the radio frequency that you use for the body, that is like a hot lotion, and it is hot. Like my arm felt pretty heated. It's kind of like if you've ever used those lotions for muscle pain, you know, you rub it in and it's like hot. That is what that lotion feels like. However, that is something that you would not put on your face. So they have a different gel that you would use on your face for the under eye area, as well as, you know, the whole rest of your face when you're doing the radio frequency on the face. So for me, it's easy to use. It's just time consuming. I mean, when you're doing the arm, you're definitely going to need to be holding the probe like this. And that's 10 minutes of lifting kind of your arm up. You got to keep that in mind. The probe for the ultrasound is pretty hefty. So I feel like you're getting a workout in itself. So kind of keep that in mind as well. I usually am watching some sort of show while I'm doing it because it's a half an hour. So it goes by fairly quickly because of that. So that's something that you would need to keep in mind if it is something that you're interested in considering. So basically how you use this, whatever mode that you are using, you will pick the mode, you will set the timer on how long you want to use it. It has 10 different levels. So just, you know, starting out always very low on level 1 or level 2, and then you can work your way up, and then you push the play button, and that will get the device will start working, and then the timer will start to go down. So let's go ahead and look at my before and afters. Okay, so these are my 7-week results so far. I don't feel like enough time has passed in order for there to be major changes. You guys tell me. So this is before, obviously after. The only thing that I'm kind of possibly seeing is maybe it's not as bumpy. Like this seems to be a little bit more smooth. I've lost weight here as well. I've lost like 7 pounds from my before photo. I will continue to use this device on this area, and I will keep you updated. So would I recommend this device? First of all, it is under $200. That to me is a great value for what this device can do, especially if you are an esthetician. I think this would be a great starter device. Just the radio frequency for the face and the radio frequency underneath the eye area under $200 is a great value. And I love the different watts. So if you're looking for a radio frequency device, just that's under $200, and you don't care about aesthetics and that it's big and bulky, I think that that's a great price.